Tell me one thing, Sri Devi. This brings to mind. Is this something which inadvertently and probably very unconsciously gets filtered down? This feeling of powerlessness, like a very common statement that I can recall
It's
from my work days, is, "What can I do? My boss doesn't fill in the blank, doesn't agree, doesn't want
seeing
me
you
to
got
learn,
that. Yeah.
doesn't. So,
Yeah.
two things. One, of course, this that I just asked you. Do you think it just filters down very unconsciously and inadvertently? And second, when you started, you said that they talk in terms of, I need to do this, I need to step up, I need to build my communication skills. Do you think it's the chair talking rather than the person talking at that point in time?
It's more of this. It's more of, okay, how can I develop myself to be a manager?
A
So
manager.
while they tell me that I want to develop myself as a leader, whenever they bring
Hmm.
areas like this to me, I also say that means you want to manage the team well.
Hmm.
But how about you becoming a leader?
Mm. I like that.
What's going to differentiate that?
Yes. How do you?
Because see, what's the difference between a manager and the leader,
Hmm.
Anandika? Because it's that focus from your external to the internal.
Hmm.
When you're a manager, what matters to you is your packaging. What do people talk about me? How do I present myself? What am I if I was a gift? How would you wrap me up? Right?
Yes.
It's your presence.
It's your
How do people
presence
perceive
of
me
the
when I
room.
walk into the room? Presentation. Your communication speaks a lot about your experience and your knowledge. So everyone's very focused on the external.
External. I
But
get
then
it.
we all know that the external will automatically glow when your internal is set right.
Yes, I think across a
So no
lot
one's
of.
speaking about mental strength.
Hmm, 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 hmm. I was just going to say that across a lot of
No one's
episodes
speaking
that
about
we've
grit.
done so far, I think we've really, really been able to establish this one thing very clearly, that all the work that anybody needs to do, whether it is, attracting things like abundance or a dream career into your life, or managing your time, all the work starts from inside. It's all an inside job at the end of the day. So I think that's another layer of verification, that you are providing us with. Please continue.
No, no. So completely agree with what you're saying. Um, that inside job,
Hmm.
it takes. I'm trying to find the right word. It's almost like people are in disbelief
In disbelief.
that anything can change. Disbelief
Okay.
that anything can change if I work on myself.
Okay, so they find it
They
hard.
don't believe.
They find it hard
No,
to.
not hard.
Hmm.
No, they don't find it hard. Well, they will find it hard. When we come to it, they're going to find it hard. But that's not what I'm talking about. The curiosity to even step into the
Hmm.
process
Hmm.
is missing.
Is missing.
Again, missing would be the wrong word. The curiosity to step into the process is that's where they have to develop more trust. And that's why I said the disbelief. That why do you think all this matters? And when I also tell them my personal story, that everything changed for me when I stepped away from that fire, I stopped burning myself.
Hmm.
I knew I was burning up, right?
Hmm.
And you know signs of burning up. You have stress, you have fatigue, you are irritable.
Hmm. Hmm.
The slightest honk can irritate you. There is road rage.
Yeah, yeah.
There's food indigestion.
Small triggers. Small
Small
triggers.
triggers. There's hair fall.
Yeah.
Right? Your skin is wrinkled. Someone's looking at you and saying, hey, you look tired today. Now that again irritates you. Right? Now all these are all the telltale signs of your body telling you that thoda andar mein problem hai. We need to do something. So the kettle is boiling over because the water is boiling.
Hmm.
It's not the kettle is small. The kettle can, and that's why the kettle comes with a marking that says 5 ml, 5 liters of water, or 1 liter of water.
Hmm.
But this 1 liter of water also, when you pour in, it will boil over, no?
Hmm.
So when you're boiling over, Why do we still attribute it to the outside world? Is a curiosity question that we all need to develop in ourselves.
But then it's, I think, very easy because external comes into focus far more easily. You can see it, you can, it's tangible in that sense, rather than the internal world. And the whole, again, tying it back to the theme of what we I am trying to do with this talk show, is to bring this perspective into light. A lot of people, like for example, even I did not know about, um, starting to look inside and how does that sound feel. And so you grow up listening to people, some wise people are always around you who tell you, अंदर झांक के देखो, all the answers lie within. So what is that within? Where, कहाँ झांक के देखो, क्या करके देखो, what is that part? So the intent with this talk show is to bring these perspectives from people like you, who are experienced, who've worked, and I think a common factor that always comes out, have answered, have had the guts, have had the courage, have taken that step forward to answer that calling. And so hearing from you this is really really important. So how do you spot that you are being your own obstacle, that you're not aligned, or you're not being or doing what you must? How does one spot
I have a very simple way of explaining this to people. Beautiful question that you're asking. How will I know that I need to work on myself? So there is this formula, and by now I'm sure all coaches use it, all trainers use it, called performance is equal to potential minus interferences.
performance is equal to
Potential
potential minus interferences?
minus interferences. Now I'll tell you, now that's what we call as you coming in your own way, that interference.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Now how do you know this? I'll tell you a simple thing. We play many roles, wife, mother, daughter, professional, employer, whatever. And there are very many situations and relationships, and in many situations, we ourselves might end up saying this, that I think I could have spoken better. Like I will listen to this today,
Yeah.
and then I might say, hey, why did I use that word twice? I could have not moved my hands the way that I'm moving right now, and or shouldn't I have checked my network? So there's a lot of I could have done better. I could have done better. And I'm not speaking about this coming from a very positive, empowering space. I'm speaking of this coming from a very judgmental space. Now, what was I thinking
Yeah.
when I signed up for that relationship? What was I thinking when I signed up this contract? Why couldn't I have thought better? Or it's not even about the past, it's right now. So I can tell you 101 things about this morning, where I can say, I could have done this better, I could have done that better. Now, what is all this? This is my own potential in my head. I don't need anybody else to tell me this, Anandika. It's a different thing if you gave me feedback after this saying, Shri, you can modulate your voice a little better, you could do this better. That's an expert opinion that is being given to me. That's a different matter. That's a different part of the whole subject. I'm talking about when I myself realize, which means there is a version of my total potential in my head.
Agreed.
It's like how we keep asking about every vehicle, kitni deti. There is a possible mileage every vehicle can give you. Yes, but we don't hit it.
Yeah.
So what's coming in your way? Yes, there is 10%. So what neuroscience and what psychologists have studied and have submitted over the years is this: there are interferences. For example, let's say I was coming today and I was stuck in traffic, or and therefore my timing went for a 6, right? It is an interference. Now you may say, isn't this external? Let's say I got a very bad Uber driver who was nasty, and the car was smelling, and I could not reach in a good mood. Is that an interference? 100% that is an interference. But 90% of your brain is full of the chatter, which where you're thinking about this 10% interference. So if I have a boss
Your brain is full of chatter about 10% of things that don't
of this
even matter.
interference, 10% of things that matter also. Forget, don't even matter. They are an interference. It has come in your way. But 10% is how much I could have given it. Saying, Acha, now this has come in my way.
Okay.
But I over process it so much that 90% of my thinking is occupied with an interference.
So is this similar to overthinking?
And that's how your energy begins to get.
Is this
No,
is this a
it's,
byproduct of
yeah,
overthinking?
overthinking is one of the behaviors.
Okay.
It's a byproduct of overthinking. It's the it's a human's, it's how the human's belief system operates.
Hmm. Hmm. I can see the lure of berating yourself. I can see the lure. Of course, I've done it. I still do. We all do it. I think it's just humanly
Yeah,
impossible to
yeah.
say that I've conquered it. Maybe to a certain degree you might with practice, but I think we all do it, and
I'll tell you a small incident that is happening with me right now. I mean, it's running live. This is live, and there is another live show that is happening behind me. I'm doing some civil work in my parents' house right now. Nothing. It's a very simple thing. I'm just getting a dining unit made, a crockery unit made for them. Now I have explained, drawn, sketched to the carpenter. Carpenter has discussed with me everything done. My parents are very old. They are not able to. First of all, there is a language barrier. They are not able to speak to the carpenter, and all of that is there. Yesterday, he was supposed to come and install the unit. I kept telling my parents, keep sending me pictures as he's installing. But my dad has asthma, so he didn't want to sit there when they are painting with that turpentine and everything. So he went and sat outside.
okay,
Abhi utna that this guy he has already installed the unit.
okay,
Around 7 o'clock in the night, my dad sends me the picture, and I'm still in office. I'm working, and I had a call happening in US timelines, and I see the unit, and I'm livid because nothing of what I had explained, and now it's up on the wall. I'm like, that's the dining area wall. It's on the wall. Bring it down. So I finish the call. I go back and tell my dad, what on earth is that? And then he's like, I told you, don't put me in the middle of this. I don't understand. What was the sketch? Did you give me the sketch? So he was very sensible. He said, did you give me the sketch? You didn't give me the sketch. You decided it with the carpenter. Please don't bring me in the middle. And I told you I'm sitting outside. And as such, this poor man has been sitting outside for 2 days because of the painting and the varnish and all of that. He can't take it. I'm calling the carpenter. Carpenter is very confident. He says, yes, this is what you spoke. Now, I realized one rookie mistake that I have made, that between us, we don't have the final sketch. Right now, the earlier Sridevi, I call it the pre 2012 version,
okay.
I would have beaten myself for this, not one day, not 2 days, over years.
Yeah, revisiting it.
Revisiting it, saying, how could I do this? How could I be careless with money? Why didn't I, do a ref check on the carpenter 2, 3 times? One person referred, and immediately you trusted this guy with this entire dining unit wall and this and that. Was I irritated? Of course, I was irritated. I went to sleep slightly irritated, not as much as I would have been. I slept through it, got up in the morning, and there is this beautiful word that has come to me through healing. It's a very common word, Anandika, but it's a beautiful word. It's called optimism. It's not positivity.
Okay,
I'm not a big fan of the word positivity.
okay.
I love the word optimism because for me, optimism is the power of having options.
I hear you. Okay.
So I called the guy
Hmm.
very calmly.
Hmm.
I said, Bhaiya, you please come at 11 o'clock. I will also come at 11 o'clock.
Hmm.
Let's see what we can do with it. So he came.
Hmm.
Both of us, I said, we are not going to do anything.
Hmm.
We are going to just simply stand staring at the wall for 5 minutes and see now what do we do. So We actually stood staring at the wall. Then he himself opened up. He said, ma'am, if I can bring one more, shelf here, I think then this will all fall in space. Then my dad chipped in. My dad said, listen, I've also got an idea. Why don't you now measure this and bring it only on, so then everyone's brain got into design thinking. And my mom, who until then was staying far away from this Melly, she was like, I'm not getting involved. She actually brought a measuring tape, started measuring, drawing the sketch on paper and giving it to everybody saying, are we all on the same page? Now, this, I know this is a very commonplace example, Anandika. Who changed in this whole story? It was only me who changed. I decided to calm the energy down. I decided to exercise the options. Now, I don't know what the others have decided. Let me also give that as a disclaimer. And this is why we say heal your inner world, and your outer world automatically heals. So the energy with which I approached him today, his design thinking skills also came up. My father, who was refusing to get involved, then got involved. My mom, who said I have nothing to do, actually did the measuring and drew a sketch and gave it to all four of us and said, okay. Sorry, you were asking something and I interrupted.
No, no, I think the lag is causing that problem between us. So I'm thinking that you're
Yeah.
taking a pause and I'm trying to ask a question. That is, I think, what is happening, but I think we'll manage it. Um, so again, I am impressed, highly impressed by the example that you've quoted, and I think every one of us has lived something very similar in our lives. But I think what we've not given ourselves probably the credit for is, like you said, calming down our own energy at times, knowingly, unknowingly. Uh,
Yeah.
but I think this shows us a way forward in that sense that you would know now, having heard this well quoted example with so many participants unwilling to be part of the project and then bringing their best into it, that it helps to focus on yourself first, and then things probably fall in place. And I also love the twist that you've given to the word optimism, that it comes with options. I really, really like that, and I think I'm going to use it a lot in that sense. So, this also aligns with the basic philosophy of Louise Hay, I think, that our thoughts shape our
Yes.
reality, um,
Our thoughts create our reality.
or create our reality, is it? So,
It's even more empowering than when you say create, because it gives you the power of the future.
light bulb moment. Yes, another light bulb moment. Create is more powerful than shape. Create. So if it is all an inside job and we are the co-creators, I am now borrowing a word that Neeta had used in her episode on law of attraction and energy alignment. What is one daily habit that that can transform self-doubt into self-belief and also helps you get out of your way? Again, the theme of this conversation.
I think anyone who knows me knows that I am a big affirmation enthusiast. And that's where Louise takes you. So her book is always in front of me. This is like my Bible, Gita, whatever, Quran, whatever that you ask. It's always there. It answers me at any point in time. I know you've asked me a question about my daily habits, but I just want to clarify this line about thoughts create my reality. If that is okay with you.
Sure.
And especially because you spoke about Neeta, and I'm a big fan of her, work that she does with law of attraction. So, what is happening with us with these pitiful narratives, Anandika? When you have that mental chatter, which is filled with a lot of lust, anxiety, frustration, the present moment makes you feel like you are a victim of circumstances. Isn't that? right? So you feel, and that's why I said that that whole thing of I'm powerless, which many leaders come and express in coaching conversations, they all come from the space that I am a victim of this situation, and hence I'm powerless. And that leads you to take an action, and that action gives you a result.
Okay.
So if I feel my boss is a very dominating person, I'm never able to be heard, I become a victim. And when I'm a victim, then I feel it's I'd rather not talk in meetings because he's anyway not going to respect me. So therefore your action will also give you a result,
Yeah.
which is you will be sidelined.
Okay.
Your thoughts can never be expressed. Now there will be another smart person who actually expresses an idea which you've been probably thinking about for many days, but you never took the initiative to express because you're sitting with this belief that my boss is never going to appreciate me. Now that person gets appreciated, that person wins accolades, and then you have a problem with that also. And then you'll say, see, I told you, I'm never appreciated.
Yeah.
And then you go back home, you're having a conversation with your spouse or children or whatever, and and then you're talking about this, and then there's a very thoughtless, mindless comment that your spouse or somebody says, yeah, but you've never been the person who's bold. You're not a bold person. So now enjoy the fruits of your labor. Now every narrative comes back to tell you that you are a victim. You are powerless. You're not talented. Your communication skills are poor. So now your reality you have made with your thoughts. That I am not lucky, I'm stuck forever. Now I'm too old to express myself. My family doesn't respect me. My children don't love me. My spouse doesn't see me with loving eyes. I am not good enough. And finally, it comes down to I am not enough.
So,
So,
correct.
there's another side of this story.
Just 1 second.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Correct me if I'm wrong in my understanding of this. Are you are you trying to probably say, or are you going to probably go into this direction that when you have this belief, which is your, I would like to call it, first line of defense, automatically, or however it has come to be, we can't go into that, but yeah, if it is your first line of defense, so the statement that I'm powerless, or nobody ever gives a damn about me, nobody cares for me, and then all these things, like the example that you gave, that you come home and you're talking to your spouse and you bring this up and they say that you were never bold and so on and so forth.
I didn't speak up.
Yeah, yeah. So are they also always going to be interpretations in your head?
Yes, yes, you're very right. Thank you for asking that question. Yes, these are my interpretation, because beliefs is the lens that you're wearing to see the world.
No. I like that.
Right? So if you're wearing color tinted lens, you're going to see the world through those lenses. Now, what Louis says is when that happens to you, when you have slumped into the victim mode, move to creator mode. Push back and always ask, so what is my power here?
What is in my power here?
What is, even if I have, what is within my power here?
Okay.
Even if it is an inch that can reclaim, an inch that you can reclaim, claim that inch back. Now, when you can move to that creator mentality, it moves your head from the victim to creator. And then you're thinking, I could send my boss an email. He's not letting me talk. There's no taking away the fact that he must be a very dominating person. We are not here to say that your vision of the world is wrong. No, 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 no. We're saying your vision of the world is right.
Yeah, we give you enough credit for being smart
We're
enough.
giving you enough credit for your interpretation, for your intuition, for your sensibility, for your judgment. We're giving you all credit for that. So now you have to become the creator and say, now what next can I do? The next is not run away from every situation. The next is to say, what is within my power here? What's within my power is I could send him an email. What's within my power is I could volunteer and say, let's all put our thoughts in paper. Let's do brainstorming a little differently in the room. Let me make a PowerPoint presentation to him. He's not letting me talk. He'll at least read what is on the screen. No, he can't shut his eyes off, right? So when you think like that, what happens within you is there is a lot of hope. There is courage. There is creativity. So we are all stuck in the narrative, the story, and the story is what is playing out right in the outside. You've got to leave the story there and go inside and say, now what is what's the kind of being that I need to be here?
So I think this also forces you to think, like you said, what is it that I want to be? Who is
Yeah.
it rather, not what, but who is it that I want to be, and then bring in those adjectives that you probably studied in school and never used again, and associate them with
Yeah,
yourself.
that's very, that's indeed sweet.
So yeah.
And Anandika, for me, 2012 was that turning point where it was like I was standing on one spot and it was fire all around. I had a problem in every relationship, whether it was work or life. I had a problem with any part of the body, name it, and I had a problem. And then for me to reclaim something, that 1 inch for me was to go inside. And for once, ask myself, what can I do differently? Because remember, if you keep doing things the way that you're doing, you will keep getting results the way you're getting.
Yeah, of course,
So, what can I do differently? For me, at that point in time, only thing was let me go to a coach, let me go to a counselor, let me go and sign myself up for some courses, let me learn a new art form. I took to running at that point in time. I had the best sport I had played in school was lemon and spoon. I've not done any sport beyond that. And at that time, of course, now again I am falling through the cracks, and I need to pick up my running scene again. But at that point in time, just my focus on running changed the entire way I was looking at my career, and it's from then that in fact I conduct sessions on that, saying a job is a 100-meter sprint, a career is a marathon.
very interesting. Yes, and
You can't exhaust all your energy in one day and expect to run a marathon. You can't exhaust your energy in 100 meters and say that what I wish to run was a marathon. Career is a 20, 30, 40, and now a lifelong game.
a lifelong
So you need to have very different skills for that. So resting is important. Get out of your way if you're feeling tired and rest. We're not asking you to stop, we're just asking you to rest. In fact, there are these lines that says pause but don't stop. I turn it around and I say rest but don't stop. Rest, recuperate, recover, come back. Play your second innings much better.
I think we have a lot of mental barrier against resting in our society.
We do.
Taking a pause, taking a step back. I think we're too much attuned to being in a warrior mode all the time, and that I think very consciously needs to be, I can't say eliminated. You need that, but yeah, maybe the impact and the size of that fight at all times, probably from time to time you need to go back, settle down, and check whether you need to be in that warrior mode 110%, or maybe this can be dealt with a 10% warrior mode and a 90% calmed calmed down version of yourself.
Again, that is societal conditioning, right? And I don't know who invented it at what point in time. If you look at the people on earth who have the most magical and mystical powers, They are meditating all the time. They are resting.
Interesting. I would have asked you, you know, out of curiosity, that what do you think, cutting ourselves to size, you know, uh, watering our own self-limiting beliefs, how does that come very naturally to us? Why does it come so naturally to us? Why is it so easy
Good
to do?
question.
And
Big.
why does it become such a struggle? In fact, I think that that gets answered in this question itself, that why does it become then very a big struggle to um, look the other way?
It's neuroscience. It's simple neuroscience. It's got nothing to do with healing and none of those. So the way the brain works is there is a coding in your brain, and the brain is always giving instructions to the body, your sense organs, to protect yourself from danger. So something protected you from danger in the past. For example, when you as a child went and stood near the fire, you knew the fire would burn you. You step away from the fire, right? You know, fire burns. So I don't go play with fire. Now you're grown up. You're in a corporate setup and there is a bonfire. People are dancing around it. You can't have the same belief around fire and say, if I go near it, I'm going to get burnt. Everyone's having fun. So you're also standing there looking at it and saying, hey, but what is this fear that I have about fire? So in the past, hard work got you results. What is a result? A result is anything that keeps you safe.
Okay.
Now, because that result kept you safe, hard work gave you results, so hard work kept you safe. Right now, the coding is just repeating. It's like you've coded your Excel program to say 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. It will keep throwing that result all the time unless you go back and change the coding. Someone decides to get naughty and goes and changes the coding of Microsoft Excel and says 2 plus 2 is equal to 5. From tomorrow, it'll start throwing you 5, Anandika. So you have to then pause and change your coding. And the I won't tell you the beautiful thing. The signature, no, that's not so. That's what the attribute. The attribute about this mental coding is this: it always throws up something which has been the most popular answer, the popular behavior,
Would you call it
the most
popular, or would you
often
call it
repeated
often, yeah, repetitive?
often repeated behavior. So, if at the sign of someone powerful, my behavior has always been offense is the best form of defense. So, I see someone powerful, I immediately, say something offensive about that person. Like Prime Minister of India, President of India, I'm immediately saying something offensive. That just keeps me safe. So for some reason, that coding is inside me. Now today, even if I don't want to sound offensive and there is another authority figure who comes in front of me, I'm immediately saying a very offensive line, in the form of a joke, covered it like a joke. And then I'm also thinking, yeah, why am I behaving like
Yeah,
this?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Why am I doing this? Because the coding is protecting you. It's forever at your service, ma'am. So you have to take it to a safe space and say, my dear, thank you.
Oh,
You have protected me so far. Thank you for doing what you're doing to me. You're keeping me safe. I acknowledge that. But you know what? Now I'm going to do something new. That talk you need to have with yourself, which to the uninitiated will sound very funny. Like, how do I sit and talk to myself? So you don't sit and talk to yourself. You can journal, you can write affirmations, you can work with a coach, you can work with a counselor and say, I'm not able to change this belief system in me. And that's coming in your own way. You know I shouldn't be behaving in this way, and yet you're doing that and you're saying I'm helpless. No, you have the power in you to move from the victim to the creator. Use the power.
use the power.
And that power can only happen when you pause.
Yeah.
Pause and recode. You've got to change. Every app is getting updated on your phone. You have to update your own version, no?
That's very true. You need to update your very own version. And I think this also ties back to how we started with your story. Um, beautifully in that sense that you have to accept, you acknowledge that part, you acknowledge that safekeeping that uh, your soul, mind, body has been doing for you. You don't just discard it, you don't just dismiss it, you acknowledge it, and you take it up from there, you level up from there, and that is how you get out of your way. That's really powerful, and I really hope that whoever at whatever point in time they need this conversation and they come across this, they're able to take this away with them. My last question to you, Sri, you spoke about affirmations.
Yeah.
So for somebody who's recognized that they are stuck, for somebody who now wants to take the next step, how do you suggest? What do they do? How do you show them the path? Where do they start from? And affirmations, how or what can they get started? Where is that? I want to extend that rope to everybody so that they can make that change, so that they can level up.
Multiple parts to your question, Anandika. Affirmation is like working on your mental muscles. Why do I say that? Tomorrow, if you have to lift a deadlift of 65 kilos, I don't know if you're a lifter, so pardon me for using this example. So let's say you go to the gym and you want to lift a deadlift of, you want to do a deadlift of 60 kilos. You can't immediately lift it, right? You'll fall back with your spine broken or something fractured for sure. Even if it falls on your toe, it's going to break. But can you do it? Yes, people can do it. How can you do it? Through months of training. You've got to trust a coach, or you have to trust the trainer, the gym trainer. And he's not going to straight away teach you the form to lift. He's going to work on your core, he's going to work on your legs, he's even going to work on your little toe and say, how are you supposed to place your foot? He will come and, shift your hip and say your hip is coming out, turn it in and make you stand by turning it in for some time. So all of this goes into you lifting that weight in probably 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, considering the rigor that you're putting into that training. Maybe even 12 months, 36 months, right?
Yeah.
Similarly, what is an affirmation? An affirmation is a statement, not even a positive statement. We say write positive affirmations because your brain works best when your brain knows the path. It's like we reach a place faster when the map is given to me, not when I have to explore,
But then I
go
have a
with
question
memory.
here with what you just said, that
Yes.
that you know the path, but
Huh.
considering the fact that you're not talking about intuition, which I think you're not, considering the
No,
fact
no.
that we've just our heroine has just realized that she's stuck, and now she wants to
Yeah.
redo the things and level up. So how does that knowing the
Okay.
path feature in or
Okay.
factor in here?
I'm going to give you a word for today, and the word is allow. Simple word.
Okay. Okay.
Okay?
Hmm.
Allow. What is allow? If you're coming to my house, how do I allow you in? I open the door wide.
Hmm.
I don't say, Anandika, you want to come in?
Hmm.
Really? But I don't think we had a date. Did we fix this time? Were you supposed to come in today? Will you come in?
Hmm. Hmm.
Will you come in? No. You're going to be like, oh my God.
Hmm.
So allow is leave the doors open.
Expanding.
Say, wow, come in.
Hmm.
What will you have? So when you're thinking a thought in your mind as to what you want, don't let what you don't want come in the way.
What you want.
So when you're saying, I'm going to go back to that
Hmm.
example that I gave you of my boss being so dominating that I'm unable to speak up.
Hmm. Hmm.
What do I want? I want to be able to speak up in my meetings so that my ideas are heard and appreciated.
Yeah.
Bingo, that's your affirmation.
Okay. Okay.
Now, as I'm writing this, if I start saying, but how is it going to happen? That guy's such a useless fellow, and or whatever the gender is, I'm never able to speak up. No, 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 no. It's like I'm closing the door on you, Anandika.
And
Saying,
the
you really want to come in now? Now or later? अभी मैं ready नहीं हूँ. I'm not wearing the right clothes. I don't have tea leaves in my house. If you come in, I don't have tea to offer you. Or do I just say, come in? Right? So when the thought comes to you, please let it come in unfiltered without any negative connotations to it. And we don't have enough time to talk about the whole process, but there is something. So again, going to the metaphysics, it is all, your thought is an energy. Where your energy goes, your consciousness follows. Where your consciousness goes, your energy follows. So now you're becoming conscious of what I want. And why I say this, Anandika, is with more than 1,800 hours of coaching, which I've done now, this is the most difficult part to crack. You ask someone, what do you want? They will tell you 10 things that is not going right with them. You say, I hear you, my dear, but what is it that you want? There's no point in talking about it because this is how that is, and this is how the world is, and they don't even have a position that I'm aspiring for. Again, but what do you want? So once you learn to allow that to you, you now have a pretty good idea of what is it exactly that you want. And let's say, so this is another famous coaching question with many coaches will ask you, but let's say this was to be given to you tomorrow. Are you ready to take it? So many people will come and say, what is your goal? I want to be the MD of the organization. All right. I will influence a politician and make you the MD of the organization tomorrow. Are you ready? No, 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 I'm not ready. So that's what came out in your poll also, right?
Yes. 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 The
Saying,
poll.
I am never ready to take it, to take my dream. So look at the irony of it. You are dreaming about it, and yet you are not ready to accept it. And it happens in relationship coaching with me all the time. You're speaking about your spouse, you're speaking about relationships, in laws, children. And then if I tell them that, okay, I'm going to do something, that tomorrow this person will be the version that you expect him to be. Are you ready to be this person who is ready to embrace this version? Can you just drop your negativity and move towards it? They're like, oh, how can I forget years of whatever. So then you're not allowing. And that's how affirmations truly work. Now, for this allowing, as much as I say it, it's not easy, Anandika, because we're carrying a lot of baggage. Like I told you, it's a lot of mental coding. You've got to pick up every code and unwire it,
And
uncode it, decode
it
it.
has been years since this has been in
Yes.
place. So yeah. Yeah.
So now, do we sit back and say, "Oh, it's going to take so many years. Why am I even beginning?" Or, like I said, can I push for that 1 inch of space that I can reclaim? You reclaim that, the path will open up for you. You walk, the path opens up for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is no path that is ready that you start walking.
That's true. Very true.
So that's how affirmations work. That the first step to affirmation is allow. And anyone who's listening into this, and I can promise you this magic, all you have to do is just write the sentence that you want, unfiltered, no ifs, no buts.
And do you write the same sentence like every day to rewire your brain?
Let's not talk about rewiring the brain.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's just talk about giving ourselves a gift, at least on paper.
So every day, if you, for example, you've realized the heroine has realized that this is what she wants. So every day, whatever might be the garb of words that come to her, it's the desire that needs to be expressed.
Yes.
That
Express
allows.
your desire with love for the desire, not doubts around the desire. Don't challenge it and say, okay, now let me write, I want to become the Queen of England. It's not going to happen because you're already challenging it. Yeah, Sridevi came and said, so many people are talking about manifestation and affirmations. What is this new thing in the market? Everyone seeming to be talking about it. Let's prove them wrong. Of course, you will prove me wrong. That's your affirmation, right? That's your intention. You will prove me wrong. Why don't you work on proving me right? You will prove me right. You will do yourself a favor. You will get out of your own way.
That's I think that's the takeaway for today. Getting out of your way, stopping to second guess yourself, and stopping to completely saying that I'm not ready. You are ready. You're ready in this moment. You're ready to level up as much as you ever will be. But unless you walk the path, you would never know whether or not you were ready or not ready. Mostly, the answer is going to be you've been ready. Thank you so much, Sri. Thank you for sharing these lovely nuggets, analogies, and so much wisdom with us. It was lovely having you here with us. And again, as has been my wish and desire, anybody who comes across this finds this at that point in time when they need it, your perspective is going to, I'm sure, change a life someday, if not just today. Thank you. Have a good night. Bye, everybody.
Thank you so much, Anandika. Humbled that you thought about bringing this to the audience. Like you said, someone here needs to hear it at some point in time. And if their intentions are that strong and pure, they will hear it. Like how I heard somebody.
I'm sure about it because, like I said, like you've said, in fact, intentions is what matters, and that has
Yes.
been the intent behind this program. And I'm sure it's going to be fruitful someday, sometime, for some time. Thank you so much, Sri.
Thank you.
Okay, we're done.
Are we done? Are you
Yes.
sure? No, it says you are in the show.
Oh God. It's the live ended, and it has been so much fun, so much fun. I don't think I asked you half the questions that I'd sent you, but nonetheless,
I know. I hope I answered what you were asking and I was not buffering out.
no, no, no. I think थोड़ा सा lag था initially.
No, no, I mean, lag ठीक है. वो
हाँ, not
external
buffering.
interference है. We didn't allow it to become an internal interference.
Yes. No, no. I think not buffering in that sense. Come on, give yourself some credit. You far more experienced and far more.
कोई सुना क्या हमारा?
I don't know. I'll
How
check.
would I know?
Uh, we'll have to check. बीच में दिख रहा था some people joining and then dropping off. That is the way it is. I don't think the lives actually are able to get
Yeah.
that much of an audience, but yeah, on especially on LinkedIn, but on Facebook we get a good number of views. And then I have also recently launched
Oh, okay.
the YouTube channel. So if you've not subscribed and liked, do it now. Even if you haven't watched, I will
I
forgive
shall
you
do.
only if you keep
I shall
watching.
do it. Yeah, yeah. Till then, hold on to your forgiveness.
Yes, I will. I will.
Okay.
So thank you so much, and
I just see how typical we are as women. Both of us made into a bun. Both of us want to take our earrings off.
yes, and go eat something.
ये लाइव कहाँ पर हो रहा है बॉस? मेरे को तो दिखाई नहीं दे रहा है.